starting the stream, starting the recording. Hey everyone, Kitty and I we're talking with each other, so we ended up starting the stream late for no reason. No, we were actually like ahead of schedule, and then we ended up just talking with each other. That's how it is sometimes.
That's just the way it goes.
Yeah, exactly. We're actually like friends, so it doesn't. It's like these things happen.
Let me show you my cool toy. Ooh,
yeah, exactly.
All right.
Look at this. Yeah. All right. Let me tweet this out real quick, and then we'll get going.
Okay, and let me retweet your tweet.
I love when
retweet your tweet with a tweet.
I love when autocorrects me, and I already put in a perfectly valid word. It's like, okay, yes, I know love is a good word, but I was trying to say live, and I did type it incorrectly, and why are you screwing me over right now? All right. Twitch.tv/OotiniCast. All right. Just tweeted it out. Audacity's going. I know yours is going. Let me have a little water, and I think we'll just get going on the show. Let me say a little hello to everyone. Okay, this is OotiniCast episode 449. This is the raw version of the show, which goes out live, and then we put it out on YouTube as well. It goes out with all live flaws and everything else intact, and then we clean up the audio, correct anything, hopefully, if we can, and then if needed, and then put that out as an actual podcast tomorrow. So here we go, and the live show is going to start here in just a second. Let me have a little water, and we'll get going.
Whee!
Next is back there looking cute.
Is he?
Yeah. Well, he's always cute, but... All right. Let's see. Why is this... Let me make this a little narrower. There we go. Okay. Going in 5. All right, hang on a second, Kitty. I need another sec.
Okay. You all right?
Yep. Nope. I forgot to do a podcast that. All right, hang on a sec. I got to think of one.
Oh, I know what you're thinking.
Yeah. Okay, got it. I'll have to add it to the list later. Whew, all right. Amazing how fast I can do that when I'm really motivated.
Right.
All right.
Very impressive.
Going in 5. Hi, and welcome to the OotiniCast, the podcast that's so proud of themselves. This is episode 449, being recorded on Tuesday, October 11th, 2022. I'm yours, chilling with me is my co-host, KittyKissz.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Kitty. And what have you been up to since the last show?
Well, I have been playing my Sith pureblood Jedi Sentinel / assassin.
Okay.
And it is, I think she's becoming one of my favorite characters.
Really?
She's, yeah. Well, I gave
Your
her
fifth?
like a little story. Yeah,
Okay.
my 8th, 10th, 12th favorite. Yeah, somebody saw how many characters I have, and they went, "You have 70-something characters?" And I was
That's about
like,
what I have too, yeah.
and I was like, "Yeah, you don't?" And that's after I erased, I think, about almost 20 not too long ago. And that was right when they had a sale not too long before that to where they the sale to unlock the character
slot unlocks, yeah.
And I think I want to say I got like maybe 8 character slots.
Nice.
And I didn't need them. I just got them because
I'm
gonna need them.
You're gonna need them. I suppose you could sell them because they do sell for quite a lot on the GTN. But I know you, and I know you're actually going to use them.
Yeah, I made a mistake of selling them before, and
then wanting them
never again. So, and then I ended up deleting 20 slots, but that was like 20 slots for all the servers.
Okay.
So there was quite a bit, but so I have a whole bunch that's ready for new tunes. And of course, once the sale comes back again, if it comes back again, I'm assuming it will, I'm going to buy more.
Right.
I'll
Now,
definitely
So this Sentinel assassin. Is this seeing the Jedi Knight story, but with assassin abilities, or is it vice versa?
Okay, so here's the story. There's a whole story about her thing.
Okay.
So she's a Sith pureblood. She's force sensitive.
Okay.
She went and was found by the Sith. Started attending the Sith Academy, but got really, because she's not cruel. She's kind.
Mm-hmm.
So she got really messed up by the other acolytes and beat up, and her face is all scarred. She can't grow hair because they, like burned her hair off and all that stuff. So it's kind of the Rudolph theme that I'm going for with her.
Okay.
And then she escaped the Sith Academy and with just barely alive.
Right.
And was found by a Jedi and then taken to the Jedi Academy on Tython, where, or, when she was younger, she was around the other Padawans and stuff like that. And then
until the start of the Jedi Knight story?
Right. And then, what happened is that once she became part of the Jedi, she was also ridiculed, made fun of, and messed with because she's a Sith pureblood, and no one trusted her. But beyond all odds, she still has a heart of gold and all that stuff. And through the story, she kind of, got more and more trust and stuff like that, and became the hero of the Jedi and all that stuff.
Nice.
So, but it's
That's
just
very
kind
cool.
of, she looks really cool. And I started her as body type 1. So she was small.
Right.
And then once, we got out of the vanilla story, I bumped her up to body type 2. So she kind of grew up a little bit.
That's cool.
And it was
did you use scars too for the burning part?
Yeah, her face is all scarred up. She's bald, and it's really cool. And the idea is that she was an assassin when she was with the Sith.
Okay.
So, but then when she joined the Jedi and was brought up and learned all that stuff, she kind of suppressed all that hatred and did the Sentinel thing. So she still has the assassin abilities, but she doesn't use them as much.
Okay.
Because,
Is that like her alternate combat style is assassin?
Exactly.
And then the main one is Sentinel with the dual-bladed, like Marauder style, but Jedi? Cool.
Yeah, and then, of course, I have the 2 lightsabers, and then I have the same style as the saber as I do the multiplayer.
That's clever.
So you just go pop.
So she's just hooking them together. Like she could do it on the fly, like
kind of like Asajj Ventress did.
Right.
So
that's cool.
Yeah, and she's got at one point we found a little Nexu baby, and the Nexu baby was small. So when she grew, her pet grew, and now she's got a companion / mount that is the Nexu. And she's just kind of super fun. She really grew on me. I think she looks super cool too, and she's very dedicated to Jedi. So she wears Jedi garb a lot.
Okay.
And then what I did also is that we have
It also makes sense because like if you were a Sith, you would, but you were a Jedi, you would want to sort of reinforce that and like let people know, no, I'm not to be feared. I'm I'm on your side.
And
Sorry,
then
what was your
with
thing?
The Kira story, she was a hand of the Emperor.
Right, sort of a similar thing. She literally escapes the Sith as well. That makes sense.
So she was like the first character the first companion that my character really kind of connected with, and blah blah blah. And then I tried something out with this one too. Is that
nice?
So because of the way the loadouts work, they'll pop your weapons on and off, and you have to replace them and stuff. But what I did is I have odd number slots on the character slots are dedicated only to dual-bladed lightsaber. So it's the same outfit, but with the dual-bladed lightsaber equipped, whereas the and then the even numbers are the dual lightsaber. Nice. So when I click over, I can just go boop, change an outfit, and I know exactly what I'm doing, which is going to come in really handy.
That's clever.
Because now, according to what BioWare said is that we're going to be getting 32 slots. So
right.
That's going to be great because I already have it all set up. So, but it's been really fun, and she's totally grown on me. And actually, it's funny because Kitty likes her too, and then it's just kind of funny.
She's sort of becoming like a main, or at least she might become a main.
She might become a main.
It makes sense because I mean, this is at least fighting wise, this is the class you've seemed to be most attracted to. Like you do it a lot, so
yeah, I really, really, really like it. But yeah, so that's been super fun. Kitty and I have been watching Andor and enjoying it.
It's it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm looking.
I don't think I'm quite caught up, but I'm enjoying it too. Yeah,
yeah, it's fun. I really like it. I like I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to give any spoilers, but I'm enjoying it, and I can't wait to see what happens. And then also on what is it? The end of this month, Tales of the Jedi is going to be coming out.
Yeah, that's right. That's coming out soon.
I can't wait for that.
That sounds really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, Dooku, a young Dooku, and a young Qui-Gon.
Right, and some more Ahsoka, and also just some stories of new characters as well, which I like also.
Yeah, me too. It's I'm looking forward to that. What else do we got? I have been enjoying the start of fall.
Nice.
Went on a bike ride today, go to run some errands, and I was just, it's nice and cool out. The weather's super nice. The air smells super good. And I just had a big grin on my face the whole time I was running errands.
Nice.
Like, and then also when I I had to go to the bank. Went to the bank. I didn't want to go in. And I was using the ATM. And there was a detective and a cop standing right there next to me, and I'm like, woo, nothing's gonna happen to me while I'm making this deposit. I took my sweet time. I didn't have to look over my shoulder or anything like that. I was like, woo, woo, woo. So, but it was, I don't know what it was. It was just like one of those days where, the weather's really nice, and I was just whoop, happy guy. And the last league, Kitty and I did our 12-hour stream on Saturday.
I dropped by that. That was awesome.
Fun. Yeah, thanks for popping in. It was really fun. And this is the first time that we've done a 12-hour stream that by the end of it, I was tanked. I was so tired. I think it's because I don't think we ate very well on that day. I don't know what it was, but I just was kind of off all day, which is really strange. But so by the end of it, I think we ate dinner and I was like gone. I was out. Slept like a rock. But
that's good.
But it was super fun, and I wanted to thank everybody that is here today that stopped by, and thank you for coming by, and thanks for being there. It was really, really fun.
Yeah.
And that's it for me, Chill.
All right. Well, excellent. Sounds like a lot of fun. Let's see who is showing. Again, Twitch's new thing of showing the chat room is very weird, but I will read what we've got. So let's see. What folks it shows are 152 Domino, 24 is here, Evorion, Cryoslight, Cindy Ka, I guess, Kid Lee, Kitty Treats is here, Retox Detox, Smokey, Squishy Twitchy, Starry Saber, Minotaur Dad, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this at all, but Zano de Chain. Hey, everyone. Thank you for coming. Let's see. So what have I been up to since last show? I did a little bit on She-Hulk. She's been making it through the chapters. She's now in early Kotet. So she's made it all the way through Coffee. She's into Kotet. However, she's level 75, almost about to ding 76. 75 to 80 is really slow to level. First of all, outside of the Legacy of the Sith stuff anyway, which is kind of designed to get you through those 5 levels quickly. Otherwise, it's a huge amount of XP. But chapters are just pathetically bad way to level. Like, they are so slow. So slow. Like I'm finishing a chapter and it's giving me like 75,000 experience for the reward at the end of the chapter. And it's like,
holy crap.
Wow.
That's like, less than a daily.
Yeah, exactly. This is like so slow. Yeah, exactly. So we hit October, obviously, and I decided to make a horror-themed character, so I made Jason. He is a juggernaut. Exactly. He's a juggernaut, which definitely makes sense, and he's in the Inquisitor story, which actually oddly makes sense as well, because, like, maybe not so much the first few movies, but, like, the later movies especially, like, Jason has very sort of, like, supernatural, like, aspects to him and such. Mm-hmm. And, of course, he can't die and stuff like that. That was true all the way through. It's a lot of fun. We're almost towards the end of Act 1. He's like level 30. I updated this yesterday. So we just finished Alderaan, and we're about to do the end of Act 1 business, which in the Inquisitor storyline is very important, and I won't spoil it for anyone who doesn't know it, but I'm sure most people do know it.
Right.
Yeah, you'll remember Darth Zash anyway. The Juggernaut abilities feel very appropriate for him. They're very heavy. Yeah, they feel very strong and, like, solid, very aggressive. And I'd like to thank Ducky, because Jason's machete is the Tribal Champion's blade, and I got it during the last duck hunt / Utini 500. So, and actually that's kind of also what sort of part of what drew me to doing that is, like, for whatever reason I had it on the other character that I had done it on the duck hunt. I sent it to my banking alt, and it was just in her inventory, and I just, like, saw it again, and it's like, yeah, what am I going to do with that? And it's like, I looked at it, and it's like, it's a machete. We can make, like, a big old machete, horror character.
Space machete.
And there's basically Jason, at that point. I mean, you can do other ones, but that's clearly, like, the front runner. He's a body size 3, and I found a mask. One of the Mandalore masks dyes pretty well. It basically sits on the front of your face like a hockey mask, and the rest of it is just, like, tight brown cloth, sort of brownish gray cloth. So that was very, very appropriate. And then I found and I decided to use basically Jason has 2 outfits that he wears in these movies. One is, like, the weird blue jumpsuit thing.
The onesie.
Yeah, there's not really a jumpsuit in the game, not quite like that anyway. The other one is just, like, the really effed up, tattered clothing. Like, it's clothing, but it's, like, so used and old, and it's all raggedy and stuff. So I found the battle-worn engineer's outfit and dyed it the most boring color I could find, and it works pretty damn well. I'm pretty happy. I have a couple of pictures of him in the show notes. The dye, nice. For whatever reason, the color matching is not working in this outfit, so I put in a bug report to the devs. Nice. It's meant to be, like, sort of the grayish tan, sort of this disgusting gray tan, like, on top and bottom, and even the waist, which I have as a sash, because Jason doesn't really wear a belt that you can see in the movies. So I tried to. There's nothing that takes away the belt fully in this case, so I just did a sash, and if it color matched, it would be even better. But he looks pretty awesome as it is, and I do a lot of, like, special rules for him. So he
stab.
Yeah, exactly. He has to kill in a conversation whenever it's possible. He can't flirt. He has to do as little talking as possible. So, in other words, if there's an option to not say anything, he has to take that one. Or if there's something that seems like it won't make him say very much, then we choose that one also. Unless it's something that would mean like going against him, like being nice or going along with someone. I have to turn on walk sometimes before a fight, so I walk up, just like in the movies, just walk up to people and then thump on them. I have to kill everything in the way. I can't avoid fights. So if the thing on my mini map is over there, and there's a path, and there's something in the path, I can't go around it. I have to fight it. And because of that, I'm actually doing pretty okay on XP, because, like, I'm fighting everything along the way.
Yeah.
If he also has a predilection for killing humans and other sapients as opposed to, like, animals or droids.
Right.
Finally, I have the companion on passive, so it's just him. Like,
oh,
yeah. So I have Kimval there, because you can't really, if you dismiss a companion, many ways they just always pop back up. So I just put him on passive, and we call it good. However, I'm allowed to use sacrifice, which I think is awesome because I always use
right.
Unity, which is like it reduces the damage taken by you and your companion. But I also, of course, I do have Sacrifice, and in this case, I'm using it. So, and it's fun to use it because, like, your companion, who is, of course, on passive, so he's not taking any real damage, all of a sudden he goes from a full to, like, 10% health.
Right.
And you gain, like, whatever it is, like 40% of your health bar. It's pretty nice.
You could play that Kem Vol is Jason's mom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't have a picture of his face, but you know, he has the scar, he has some scars, he's very pale, and he has the look that has like no eyebrows, so he looks really, really, really bizarre. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with his look without the mask as well. And he's using, I decided to use, because I've used the other dots, or the other specs recently, so I'm doing the dot spec, which is called Annihilation.
It's a fun one.
It's actually a pretty good spec. I'm really starting to dig it. Like, there's this really cool thing where like your main dot, it refreshes Ravage, so you can Ravage, hit your main dot, and then just instantly Ravage again. And on single targets, that is a lot of damage. Yeah. Tons of damage. It's great. However,
and then you'll be able to spread it soon too.
Yes, I have to get level 35, I believe. I looked ahead just to see like what, because every dot spec, every true dot spec, like some specs have some dots and whatever. Every true dot spec has like a way to spread the dots, and yeah, it's using the smash ability, and then the smash gets replaced with something else I can't remember the name of. That's later on as well, but whatever. It's the same idea. Yeah, and then there's also a little dot on its force scream as well.
Although, yeah, that's right. There is.
Yeah, it's not a very big one, but it is there, and it does spread. I've actually, it gave me the option of the one where your Ravage gives you 1 rage when you use it instead of just being free, and it also it roots them for 3 seconds. That's the default one, but I decided to go with the other one, which turns your force scream into a little cone. A cone, and it does the damage, but I think it does the dot as well on everyone. Like, it seems to just do force scream on everyone, as far as I can tell. So I'm already sort of spreading dots anyway. Plus, there's the third option is your spammable AoE cone in front of you, or a half circle in front of you. You know, but it costs 3 rage, so you can't really spam it that much. I hate that ability. I've never liked that ability on Juggernauts and Guardians.
Yeah, me too.
So I didn't choose that one. I decided to go for some more AoE with the AoE force screen.
It's a great idea.
It's pretty cool. I'm missing out on a little bit of rage, but rage doesn't seem to be a huge issue on this one, which is weird because it's pretty early in the spec, and a lot of times that sort of thing hasn't come together yet. And certainly, you know, it's pretty basic right now. Like you say, I haven't gotten my dot spread yet and all that stuff.
Right.
But it's pretty cool. It's very squishy. It's a very squishy spec, at least at this level. Maybe later on, you know, we'll get some better cooldowns. I have no stun, like not really any slows. I have the one saber, you know, whatever, that gives you a little bit reflect. It does a little bit less damage for 12 seconds every 2 minutes or whatever it is. And that's it. So I'm chugging potions because I have my companion on passive. So what I'm actually doing is I'm actually using the little med packs that drop, you know, like I'm usually using those. And then I do have a really good one that I can use if I'm really in trouble. And I've still died a couple times. Like it gets pretty nasty. It's a very squishy spec, but it's been a hell of a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. People seem to be having fun watching me. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Looks good too.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I do wish the color matching was working because it looks even cooler in the Outfitter preview, because it's actually working in the Outfitter preview. It just isn't working in the world.
Right.
Or in cutscenes, unfortunately. It doesn't work there either. Yeah. But it works well in the like the blue background preview, and it also works just fine on the character, you know, Outfitter tab. So it's supposed to match, but it just isn't. So like I said, I put in a little thing. Oh yeah, and I have like it's the tribal gloves. Can't remember.
Yeah, I was looking at.
It's like the tattered tribal gloves or something like that. It's from that one weird vendor that's like outside of the Prelude to Shadow of Revan
Yep.
Flashpoints. Yeah, they have that tribal outfit. Yeah, obviously, the robe is not going to work, but the gloves are pretty cool because they're like they're actually pretty accurate to what Jason wears in the movies because they're very heavy leather gloves with those seams along the back. Those like leather seams along the back of the hand, and then it has these weird sort of wraps. And I use the bracers as well to sort of look like sort of tattered, add to sort of the tattered clothing look. And then I found some like heavy combat boots. He wears like heavy like sort of work boots or combat boots. So I found some like heavy boots that I had just in that one's just from my collections. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah. And let's see. So yeah, been enjoying that. Some people have been actually, I forget who it was. It wasn't 24. It was, but they were like checking. They were like actually going back and watching my VOD, like the saved version of it, of the one that that they couldn't watch live, which is pretty cool. Feels good. Anyway, that'll bring us to the tip of the week. We got a couple tips this week. Let's see. One from DL Smoothwolf. And can you believe it's fall already? Better grab that pumpkin spice latte or pumpkin caramel frappuccino and sit beneath the alien enclave before trick-or-treating on Coruscant or Drummoncost. My tip of the week, since we're in the season of fall, is to acquire black and orange dyes and see what spooktacular costumes y'all can come up with for Halloween. It's a good idea. I certainly am doing a Halloween outfit, character, even if it's not black and orange. But yeah, that would be fun. You can I'll bet you could make a good sort of generic witch outfit out of stuff in game, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
That could be that could be fun.
Just get the black dye from the Cartel Bazaar. Go to town.
Yep. Let's see. There was an additional tip from Kitty Treats. She sent a bunch last time about like those ones that you can get, and you can kind of unlock them. These are from the chests that you give to your Alliance commanders, and then you get gear out of them. And it's like a whole bunch of sets that come out of that, and you can unlock them. And you can unlock them with CC, but she suggested what you can do is just send them to you can just have them, and then you just send them to different people, and then they unlock for those people. You don't have to use the cartel coins that way. And so she said, a recent discovery to add in, if people don't want to mess with swapping the gear around to tunes, you can actually just claim it from the tune that has in their collection, and it puts legacy-bound pieces into their inventory, and then you could just mail it to whatever tune wanted it. So in other words, once you have it unlocked on one character, then that character can make another set, essentially, by clicking, the collection little button. That puts it in inventory, and then you just either mail it to the character who you want to have it, or I guess you could put it in your legacy storage for them to grab, whatever you prefer. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So it works that way too, because that's the thing. It's like it unlocks, but it only unlocks on one person until you either spend the cartel coins or you send them to the one people. But that's a really clever way, because that way you don't have to remember where it is. Or if you've moved it to another character or whatever, or you're banking alt, but maybe you're not sure where it is. What a pain in the butt. Yeah, instead, if it's unlocked, just have that character make another set and send it off to whoever else wants to unlock it.
Yeah, she's trying real hard not to spend any more cartel coins on stuff like that. So she's finding all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping for like season 3 get some more cartel coins that way. We don't know because we haven't seen the new track, but so far there have been cartel coins available in both season 1 and 2. So I'm hopeful for season 3 as well. And
I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I'm looking forward to season 3.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what they're going to do, because the theme is galactic gaming.
Right. There's something about that anyway.
That could be anything.
Right.
That could be anything.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm
they're dangling the carrot.
They're dangling a carrot that's been asked for a long time, but we'll see what actually happens, because I have no idea what it really means.
Yeah.
All right, and then there's a tip from me as well. Process isotope stabilizers. These are the things that you need for crafting. They're used quite a bit too. Like if you're making augment kits, for example, you'll need to make some basic just armorings or whatever else on different characters in order to delete them to get the MK11 kit fragments, and then you need 10 of those to make a kit. And to make anything of those at the level 11, you're going to need process isotope stabilizers. So you tend to use them a fair bit if you're crafting it all. And I knew that you could get them for tech points from the vendor, and that's a pretty good way to do it, especially if you're okay on tech points. But what if you're not good on tech points? What if you're using all your tech points because you're trying to gear up your characters? You've been buying tacticals and upgrading your gear and all that. Well, you can also get them from the Jawa vendors. I did not realize this until just a couple weeks ago. It was just before the last show, actually, when I realized it. And it requires 20 blue of the blue version, the scrap assorted droid parts. And that's not too bad a deal. For example, on the Satil Shan, which is not the most expensive place, but it's pretty expensive. Everything's pretty expensive nowadays. One process isotope stabilizer at the lowest price for a stack, and you had to buy a whole stack, but one of them cost 150,000 credits, meaning this is 7,500 credits per blue scrap if you decided to sell them instead.
Oh, so that's great.
But it's also a great way to just get them in order to actually use them. So it's pretty nice. That's actually what I've been doing a lot of now, because I tend to be a little greedier with the purple ones. I like to buy the gifts and give them to my companions with the purples. And sometimes when that runs low, I do use the blues. But now I have some. I'd rather use these for process isotope stabilizers. It's pretty nice.
And those things, you get a lot of blues. I think
it's true.
I've got it's 9,999 per stack, and I don't know how many stacks of blue that I have. So because I
maybe turn it into process isotope stabilizers and sell them on the GTN.
That's what I'm kind of thinking.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. But I found this out a little while ago. I'm like, wait a minute, how do you get process stabilizers? And I just randomly checked on the Jawa and found it. But that's great, because if that's the piece that you need that's going to halt you from crafting, knowing that you could get it anytime is fantastic.
Is really nice. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually did spend quite a few tech points on them before too, and now it's like, okay, I think I'd rather hang on to them and just buy tacticals that I don't have and stuff like that. So we've got let's see. And Kitty Trees, she doesn't need to be in the contest. So DL Smoothwolf is the winner. Congratulations, DL Smoothwolf. You're the winner of one of the pet codes, plus a 450 CC code. And that will bring us, yay, to the mine trap. Let me go ahead and move this to the bottom of the next page so it's all nice and lined up. Let's see.
Man, I was at work today, and I thought of a great mine trap, and I thought to myself, I need to write this down or record it, and I didn't, and I have no idea what it was.
Wait, you didn't.
I thought of one for next week.
Oh no!
I just remembered. I'm like, I had a great idea.
Okay, well, hopefully it comes back to you. Sometimes that happens. That happens. Oh man, yeah, I know. I've done this sort of thing too, just with writing of various kinds. So yeah. All right. So for the mine trap, we asked, what playable species would you like to see next in SWTOR? If it's a different one, respond below. And then these are all choices that conform to the dev's need, that the species be very nearly human size and they speak basic. Because unfortunately they've made it very clear that because of the romance arcs and so on. One sec. Yeah. Bonk. Because of I think it's mostly because of the romance arcs, basically, because there's like the kissing and occasionally hugging, but usually kissing.
Right.
It already there's already like a lot of little cheats that they have to do just to get that to work, with 4 different body sizes, 2 different genders. Or body sizes, or body types. Is that sexes, I guess, instead of genders? Sexes in this case, yeah.
Didn't they say that they can't move the background? They have to move the characters.
Yeah, I think they do. So I think they quietly move the characters. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I always noticed that Lana's taller than my character sometimes,
right.
and then when we're kissing, I'm always a little taller.
Yeah, exactly. You'll see little switches like that for sure. So that was one thing, and then it has to be a species that sort of canonically speaks Basic.
Mm-hmm.
That's just I get, that makes sense too, because they're not going to like turn everyone's voice actor and very nice voice actor into a.
Oh God, could you imagine?
Although, I mean, a lot of people, would have definitely like Rodian always comes up as like a species that people think are interesting and would like to see as playable, but it's just not going to happen. They've basically said that they're just not going to do that because of the conversations and so on. So we chose 4 that would work. These are all ones that have shown up pretty much in SWTOR as well. I guess Syrian, those are kind of rare, but I think they have shown up. Duros, Deveronian, Nikto, and then Syrian. Duros, Deveronian, and Nikto are all really common actually in SWTOR, which is so I think they're very good choices. And we were kind of thinking what the 4th one should be, and we kind of landed on Syrian, which I do think is pretty cool. And I think actually I voted for I voted for Deveronian, which actually was the winner. There was thank you everyone for retweeting, by the way. There was 125 votes, pretty good amount, not a huge amount, but reasonable size pool there of votes. Deveronian won with 43.2% of the vote. Duros came in second, 24%, Nikto 20%, and Syrian 12.8%. And Kitty, what was your vote?
I went Duros. I like the Duros, especially with the whole Cad Bane thing.
The whole Cad Bane thing, right?
I just like the way they look. I always think of them in episode 4.
Yeah.
When they're in the canteen and I don't know what it is. Just the way that they're gesturing their hands like they're in an argument. Mm-hmm. And I was always, as a kid, I was like, what are they arguing about?
Yeah.
It's got to be something cool.
Yeah, so they go way back, obviously, and they are a cool species. Yeah, I like the Deveronians. I think the Nikto's interesting as well. Nikto's to me, cool. Like we said when we were actually coming up with this mind trap, the idea of having a Nikto character became more interesting when we saw Hutbreaker on Mech Shaw. Because usually, like, they've been Nikto are usually portrayed in SWTOR and elsewhere, but especially in SWTOR as basically just like criminals. Like it's almost a whole species of criminals. Like you see them in Black Sun and the Exchange and all the other criminal gangs, White Maw, all these other places, and hardly ever do you see them, as a Jedi or just a scientist or whatever. Once in a while you do. Once in a while. Yeah, and then there's Hutbreaker, who's kind of a more of a main character, also a little different looking, also one of the few female Nikto you get to see, which is cool.
Yeah.
So Nikto definitely went up in my rankings internally. Once I saw that, I was like, Hutbreaker's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the way she looks too.
Yeah, but I still like Deveronian. I still think that would be a lot of fun. They could have some fun trying choices with different horn choices, right? Because like Galt, of course, has the one broken horn. Right. You could have larger horns and so on, and maybe twisted in different ways or something. That would be very cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Empress Valen responded. She's also just suggested Chagrian, Ikani, Pantorian, and Zeltron. Chagrian are the ones that have like the 2 horns up and then the wide things on the side of the face that end up going into 2 horns going straight down. There's a companion, and it's which it's one of the Jedis has a companion of the Chagrian species, and the name is also escaping me at the moment.
I can't remember his name.
But in other words, they were very, very much in SWTOR already. Ikani and Pantorian, I don't remember seeing them in SWTOR personally.
I don't think that I've seen them in SWTOR. I know the Pantorians are blue skin,
right?
Kind of like,
but they're like Chiss, so it's like
but they don't have the red eyes,
right? They don't have the red eyes,
they have
which is cool.
Hair, yeah.
And
they have facial tattoos a lot,
right?
But they're a cool species. I always
and then Zeltron, So I think isn't that the species that I can't remember his name. Gosh darn it! If you're on the Empire side and you have an alliance, he's the one who comes and liaises between you and the Empire.
Or the pretty boy.
Yeah, the pretty boy guy. I'm pretty sure he's Zeltron. So that would be pretty cool, and at least it has appeared in SWTOR. So there's that. That's pretty cool. I think Zeltron actually would have a fair bit of interest for people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Jedi Master Ashia Satur said, I want Thelan because I love Darth Phobos. I looked that one up. It's a pretty rare one. It's sort of a greenish brown skin, at least in the pictures I saw, with a couple of like small horns that come out the sides of the forehead. And Darth Phobos was like originally like an old like Sith or whatever from like ages ago, but then like there was a sort of a force ghost or some sort of weird manifestation that ended up fighting Starkiller. This is like very old, very while ago. So let's see. They also and she also suggested Zeltron. Let's see. Having playable Deveronian would be cool if they gave us a wide variety of horn types. There we go. Thank you, Manic.
I want ram horns.
Yeah, like right where it goes kind of all the way around.
Yeah,
that's cool. Or Ibex style almost. That sort of thing. Let's see. Xander said, "I'd love to see Thalothians. I don't know. Since I saw Katuni in the Clone Wars series. Interesting. That one I didn't look up, so I don't remember what that one looks like. How do you spell it? Thalothians. Tholothians. Since I've got it here, I'm going to hover it, and I'm just going to make...
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, one of the Jedis.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay. Yep. They have, like, sort of like these...
Flaps.
Right.
Skin tags. Giant skin
tags.
Giant
skin tags, right, hanging off the back of their head. They're sort of like... yeah, exactly. It's a little hard to describe beyond that. It sort of takes the place of hair, apparently. And
they look
but they're very thick, and they're sort of like meat. It's like meaty chunks of hair. It's like if chunks of hair, like braids of hair, became like actual like skin and flesh instead. Interesting. Medulla said, keep in mind they also have to have human lips for romance. Duros and Nicto would look odd if they added human mouths and lips. Well, I think it's a problem for things like Rhodians where there's an actual beak. I think you could get away with Duros and Nicto because they have pretty normal mouths. I mean, they're not, they don't look particularly sexy necessarily to my eyes, but I don't think they'd actually need to change much. I so want to be a hammerhead. I know it's not happening. Querquist, thank you. Yeah, it's true.
I would love Ithorian, yeah.
Yeah, Ithorian's awesome. And let's see. This one just says best species, but doesn't say which one. Okay, whatever. And then Kitty Treat said Chagrians would be cool. So that's, again, that's that... the spiky head ones, like two spikes ahead and then fleshy things on the side of the things that with the horns that go down. Yeah,
they got them up and down,
right,
coming and going.
They've been all the way through the movies. They've been in the movies. They've been in SWTOR.
Yeah,
it's all good. Yeah, so I think out of all of these species, I mean, I think Zeltron would probably do pretty well. Like if they
what I was thinking.
If they made them, I do think Deveronians though. I think that would be a pretty popular one for people.
Yeah.
I think especially if they made sure there was like, good variation. And it's a little tricky because anytime you've got something like that, then they also have to worry about helmets and stuff like that. But they do with, other species that they've added. So it's all good.
That would be really cool. To have just the horns pop out of the whatever helmet you have. I mean, I wouldn't care. I think it would look kind of cool.
I think so too. Yeah, exactly. I've always said like like if it'd be nice if they would sell like cowboy hats and certain other type of like hats that normally don't, you know, but always in game the versions they have cover the hair and make the hair go away.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they have these little flaps and stuff, but they do it because they don't want clipping. But right. I would be like, if they just sold it like even with a disclaimer that says, you know, many types of hair will clip and look odd with this, you know, with this type of helmet. But then they let the hair go, you know, I think that would be cool. Because I do too. There's so many times it's like, you know, it's like I'm doing a cowboy hat and it's a male with a pretty short haircut anyway, you know, and it's like, but you don't get to see the hair anyway, right. Yeah, because it's all covered up by this leather flapperino. Anyway, yeah.
It's nice on Hoth, but come on, Tatooine.
Sergeant Rusk, thank you, Kitty Treats. Rusk is the name of the Chagrian. Yeah. All right, and let's see. That'll bring us to the Holo feed, and the second Best View in SWTOR contest is on. We wanted to highlight this right away because it's almost done. They actually announced it. Oh
crap! It is.
Yeah, they actually announced it right after our last show, and then it's like ending Central Time, midnight Central Time, or really 11:59. We'll call it midnight Central Time, 12th of October. So it's basically you have 29 hours or something like that from the time we're recording this. So if you're watching this, you have a little time. If you're listening to the podcast, you'll probably have a few hours as well, but only if you're listening right after you download it. Because there's only a day and a few hours left.
A little fun fact, Kitty Treats is doing it right now.
Nice.
I'm like, wow, that looks really good.
And I have, I did include in the show notes her earlier one with that she did with a little
that was
sign.
Really cool.
So funny. So I'm not going to go through all the rules. There's a thing on the SWTOR website you can find relatively easily, but I also did put it in the show notes. So if you have access to the show notes, then you can also read them there because I just copy pasted them there. The planets this time, some of them are same, a lot of them are different. Alderaan, Coruscant, Dromund Kaas, Hoth, Quesh, Terrace, Manon, Rishi, Odessen, and Io Kath. So I like how they kind of mixed it up. Like some of them, a couple of them are the same, and then it's like a lot of them are different. Because like last year they had Mek Shaw was one of them. They didn't include Mek Shaw this time, that sort of thing. And then basically you enter by, and they have a bunch of rules as to like how big, you know, you should have it at a relatively high setting. You know, the UI needs to be turned off. There can't be any player characters in it, stuff like that. So there's a fair few rules that you should check out before you do it. But basically, if you know there's a place that you'd like to take a shot of, go ahead and go for it and send that puppy in.
Do it now.
Yeah, and one of the cool things is like one of the main thing that you get from it is like the winners, their screenshots get turned into actual decorations that then go into the game, which is way cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. I think that what happened last time, I don't know if it's exact same this time, is that everybody will be able to get your shot as a decoration, but you get a decoration with a gold frame on it. So you get
a special version,
unique in the game.
Yeah, that's pretty cool too. Yeah, unique in the game. That's not something you see very often. Ooh. And then Kitty Treats' humorous entries like Ord Mantell, but she photoshopped in a little like a little sign that says, and visit Jorgen's giant ball of string and beautiful Ord Mantell. With a picture of Eric Jorgen and he's gigantic. And like and the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota behind him.
I know.
For our Weird Al fans.
She loves doing that stuff.
That's a really funny idea.
It's really funny. Yeah.
And I love how she even chose a picture of him that's like he's like completely like not smiling or anything. That's his usual sourpuss.
It's very Jorgen. I love that. She was thinking about doing one with him smiling, but that's just
funnier this way.
Because she loves Jorgen. Jorgen's one of her favorite companions.
Yeah.
But it's pretty. I just love his expression on there. Like it's all giant ball of string. And he's like,
and beautiful ornamental. He's like,
She's working on the same one. This is just a still version of it, but there's one in the works where you see the shuttle flying over there, and then there's a turret in the background. The shuttle will be flying, and the turret will be firing. And, yeah, she's got a little animation and stuff.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. She also did a commercial called the Smoky Eye Cannon, which is this reference that we use in the stream because a lot of characters in SWTOR, they have like
mascara,
dark smoky eyes,
right?
And so she invented this thing called the Smoky Eye Cannon, which is a gun that bang bang shoots the makeup right under your eyes. And it's really funny. It's coming out. There's a rough draft of it right now that we showed some people. Oh my God,
I cannot wait.
Of our stream, but it's really funny.
That sounds awesome.
Smoky Eye Cannon.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see that. All right. Cool. I'm looking forward to that. Also, in-game events, kind of like the contest, they also announced the in-game events for October just after our last show. So we did already have Bounty Contract Week. It just finished today. It's closed today. So other events for October. All World Swoop Rally, Ultimate Swoop Rally is coming on October 18th through the 25th. And that's the usual swoop rally. Well, I say usual. It's on, it's one of the more recent ones. But anyway, it does have swoop rally mounts, swoop gang outfits, promotion droid mini pets, various stronghold decos. There's several reputation tracks you get to do. There's some storylines, actual storylines that you get to follow along with. So there's, it's very solid one. If you haven't done it much or haven't followed it through, not a bad idea. And finally. Yeah, and they did do mention that the 10-year anniversary is ongoing as well. And there is a special anniversary personnel vendor found on the fleet with new class ship stronghold decorations, faction-based fireworks, commemorative statues of HA-51, Valkorian, and Amalgus, the Senya Hollow statue, fireworks celebratory backpack, several stronghold deco posters, and more. And now we are actually getting towards the end of the year, so if you've been putting off this because you've had all year to do it and it never seemed a priority, we're getting reasonably close to the end of the year. You should probably think about getting that done. At some point it's going to go away and then you won't be able to get these. So anyway, the new forums are live. So we talked about this a little on the last show because it was going to go live just after the last show. It has now been live for just a little under 2 weeks, and they're very nice looking, very friendly, definitely easier on the eye, easier to read, I think, in general. From what other people have said, I haven't really tried it on a mobile device, but apparently it works a lot better on mobile devices than the old version, which is pretty cool. Yeah. And yeah, so if you are having issues, they would love to hear about it. Send an email to support@swotor.com and include in the subject line, include new game launcher issue. Oh, that's the new game launcher. Sorry, that's the next bit here. But yeah, so they did the new launcher, but they also have the new forum. So everything's kind of new. I actually got the new launcher before the last show, but it is now just live in general, I believe. I don't think anyone's not getting it unless this is for non-Steam people, though.
Non-Steamers.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just not going to do the Steam thing. Yeah, I like the idea of getting like those little pictures. Right? No, I never did it.
Right, you're a holdout.
I was a holdout. I still am. I still haven't done it. I think some of it's cool ideas, like getting those little pictures, and it keeps track of certain achievements and stuff, which is cool. But I just can't be bothered. I'd have to basically restart Steam anyway. I don't really have Steam. I used to when I really needed something off Steam. My son has an account. I would use his. That's it though.
Kitty won't use Steam either.
Yeah. Well, it's all good.
Let's see. Whatever works.
Yeah, and actually the new launcher has also come up along with the forums. It's like the new launcher works great. Like I haven't noticed any real issues with it. I haven't had any problems. Good. So, yeah. So, like you mentioned earlier, they are looking at doing different changes with the outfitters. There's going to be more slots. The maximum slots will be 32. You'll be able to copy and paste outfits in Outfitter just like you do with loadouts, which is pretty cool. You can also favorite them, so they will sort to the top of your list. You can rename the outfit slots to keep things organized that way as well. Hallelujah. A lot of really cool updates, especially for people like Kitty who like to have multiple outfits on their characters. Like
that's right.
Because the color matching wasn't really working, I tried several different outfits on Jason, but I'm mostly sticking with one. So for me, this isn't a giant issue on most characters because I'm doing a lot of cosplay, and I tend to zoom in on one look that I like a lot, that feels the most accurate to me, and that's usually the one I stick with. Occasionally, if a character has multiple canonical looks, I will go for more than one, but typically I find the one that works best in SWTOR, and I go with that one. But I know you do hardcore Space Barbie, so you're getting different outfits for different kinds of planets and all kinds of stuff.
Space Barbie, Space Barbie.
So will one of your first things be to make sure you have all 32 unlocked, automatically on every character?
I feel a little insulted that you would even ask that question. Let's just say I've got cartel coins waiting.
Okay, good. How many slots are there right now? Because you would know better than I would, because I've forgotten. 16?
They're doubling it.
So they're doubling it. Okay, nice. Mm-hmm. That is really cool. Let's see. And by the time you get done with, say, the class story, would you say you've gotten, half of those outfits filled usually on most characters, or all 16 pretty much filled on most characters?
It depends.
Mm-hmm.
I've got kind of a preset where stuff is. So, for instance, heavy armor and cold planet armor goes on 16, 15, and 14.
Okay.
And then whatever is going to be worn the most is 1, 2, and 3. So if they're Jedi, for instance, I'll have all the Jedi robes available right there, and I'll get them all colored and dyed or whatever and put them in there. And then sometimes your character needs to be incognito, so you need a regular outfit.
Street clothes or
street clothes,
or something with a mask so they can be undercover or inconspicuous.
That's already 10 slots that I've got figured out.
And then, like you said, if you're doing the thing that you're doing where your character is actually swapping between combat styles on the regular and uses different weapons,
double that,
then you're really going to double it. So that's cool.
It's very, very important.
Let's see. And I think this was Eric did this next bit. Eric Musco. There was a little more information on what will be happening with the opening up of the collector's edition to more people. So what is coming in 7.1.1 is an item on the cartel market that grants access to the CE vendor, the special edition vendor, essentially from the original collector's edition, on the fleet, plus a wristband to access the VIP section of the fleet. Now, I've had the VIP access for a long time. I think it costs 1 million credits or something, but it's pretty easy to do, and once you do it, I think for the whole legacy, you're kind of taken care of. Or maybe it's across the whole account, I'm not sure. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe there was a cartel cost at some point, but I don't think it was very much. Anyway, once you have VIP access, you're pretty much good to go.
Right.
But they're going to include that in this just in case someone's doesn't have that, which makes sense.
It's a really good idea, actually.
Yeah. And Eric did say, and yes, I'm confirming that it was Eric. He said, I think that Jackie's post about 711 does a great job of explaining what you get, but I know there's some nuance around what the collector's edition offered versus what is coming now. So here's a hopefully clear list of what is and isn't coming in this offer. So access to the collector's edition vendor is included, which means you'll have access to whatever the vendor sells. I think there's at least one die on there that I think you can't get anywhere else. There's at least one pet. I think there's a mount, but I can't remember everything. I think there's some decos, and that's right. There's at least one armor set as well. So kind of a nice little collection. Not a huge amount of stuff, but but stuff you can't get anywhere else. Anyway, so that is included. It also includes a VIP wristband to get to that section of the fleet, because this is like that VIP section up the elevators. And
watch out, because that elevator is fast.
It's fast.
It will kill you if you step onto it and it's already moving. You're dead.
Yeah, exactly. However, the digital upgrade pack items are not included. Mouse droid mini pet from the collector's edition not included. Items from the Legacy of the Sith digital collector's edition are also not included. So that would be like that, because I actually did get the digital Legacy of the Sith digital CE. I did get that.
Yeah, I did too.
That's the one that has like the cool little mount that that has the little droid thing that comes out of it, and then
call it the air fryer.
Yeah. And then the little pet that looks a little bit like that thing is there too.
Yeah.
A couple, and then like a special dual saber. There's a couple of other things. Yeah. Anyway, so that hopefully that clears up exactly what the cartel market will include. P.S. I suspect this is very, very, very obvious, but I will say it of course does not include any of the physical items from the original collector's edition either. Yeah, those are long gone, and this is very digital. So yeah, the physical items like the Malgus statue, yeah, those are not happening.
No.
Let's see. There was a little period of time on October 11th, today, basically, when character transfers were unavailable because they were doing some sort of maintenance that prevented that. They also did say that they later updated, and they said it had finished. So whatever they were doing behind the scenes to make sure character transfers would work, and upgrade or whatever they had to do on their end is now done. And the other thing was this weird, fun, strange bug. Doesn't affect me too much. It doesn't affect anyone too much, but everyone kind of noticed it because it's right in, they love to make the sale item, really front and center. So if you open the cartel market in the game, whatever's on sale shows there. And for basically over a week, it was the same exact Veranticus mount on sale for the same amount every day, instead of changing every day like it usually does. And then it would like change once, and then it went back to the Veranticus, I think, at one point. Yeah. So this has happened for more than a week. Yeah. They were very aware that it was happening. People were definitely pointing it out.
Yeah, and there were some funny memes that I saw. Yeah,
there's some people were starting to meme
that are really, really funny.
Yeah, right. The Groundhog, Bill Murray and Groundhog Day saying it's Veranticus sale day again.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, and as of today, though, there was a different mount up for sale. It was one of the Rancor mounts, the one with the giant horns out front. Can't remember the exact name. But whether that means it's fixed or whether this is a one-day thing and then it's going to go back to it, I don't know. It would be hilarious if it went back to it, but we'll see. Anyway, yes, Swamp Rancor. Thank you, Retox. Retox remembers. It's actually a pretty cool mount, too.
It's a really cool mount.
And the Veranticus was cool, too. It's just, it's just funny to see it after a whole week.
I bought one.
I was thinking of it. I was actually thinking of it, but I already have a Veranticus. I just have the one of the other Verantici or Veranticuses. Verantici. I don't know. I like pluralizing in that sort of specific way that some Latin words are pluralized. But anyway,
Veranticuses.
All right. Well, we've got I think that's about it. Do you have anything else, Kitty?
Not that I can think of, no.
All right. So everyone hang around for just a sec. I'm going to do the outro, and then we're going to give out some Opal Voltilla pet codes. This is for the pet version. So that's the show. If you'd like to play with us in the Utini Knights Guild on the Republic side of the Satele Shan server, or in our
Utini Rage
Guild on the Empire side, do /C join Utini to join the Utini channel. Then let us know you're a fan of the show. You can email questions and comments about the show to utinicast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter using @OotiniCast. You can find contact details for us on our website, OotiniCast.com, which includes how to subscribe using iTunes, Stitcher, and the rest. We record the show live bi-weekly on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific by streaming at twitch.tv/UtiniCast. Our theme song is Doomsday by Jean-Paul Zogby. And thank you to the chat room.
Thank you, chat.
And we'll see you next show. All right, so let's see. What I'd like to do is, let me get over to the little code thing that we have. So basically what we're doing the same thing we did last time with the Voltilla mount. Like basically anyone who hasn't gotten the pet, if you just say that you want it in chat, and unless it absolutely overwhelms the amount of codes we've got, we'll just give everyone a code. Because I think at this point, a lot of people have the Voltilla pet, but not everyone. And so let's make sure that everyone who
Domino needs it.
Okay, Domino needs one. Ikai ones. Okay. Let's see, 449.
Minotaur Dad.
Okay. And let's see,
Starry Saber.
Okay. Minotaur Dad. Let's see, I'm just trying to get everyone so I know when we run out, because we're getting close to the end now. Starry Saber. Okay.
Hi, Starry Saber.
And anyone else want one? We do have a couple more after that if you need or want the Voltilla pet again. This is not the mount, this is the pet.
The Wad Cabal.
Exactly.
The Voltilla pet is
feels
yours
good.
for
Feels
free.
good to do this. All right, so let me get everyone. Here's a
Courtesy
domino.
of-
Oh, and hopefully everyone will allow whispers, because if you have your whispers turned off, I don't really have any way to send it to you without making it a public code. So there's dominoes. Let me get Lakai's. Or Iakai, sorry.
Iakai.
Okay, and then next is Minotaur Dad. It's a really cool little pet too. It's a very cute.
Yeah, it's cute.
Very cute. It's pretty big, chunky too. It's like one of the bigger animals too. Let's see. There we go. All right. So unless someone else pipes up and says they want one of the Voltilla pet codes, I think we're good. Let's see.
Going once.
Going once. Going twice.
Going twice.
You're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome, Domino.
The pet.
You're welcome, Starry. And all right, let's see if we can find.
Here's a person that I noticed
Okay.
that is streaming SWOTOR at the moment.
All right. Are you putting it in Twitch chat or in Discord chat?
I put it in stream chat.
Okay, let me put it in. Let me go to back to stream chat then.
Zibadoo.
Okay.
And he's on the song I'm singing while doing regs. I was like, all right, that sounds fun.
Okay. Here we go. We're going to do the raid. Thank you for coming, everyone. The audio version of the podcast goes out tomorrow. And have fun. Here we go.
Bye, guys.
All right. Let's see. Okay. Yep. There's AJ.
Whoa! OotiniCast, thank you for the raid, man. Hey, KittyKissz, what's going on, dude?
All right. Yeah, I just let him know that I said hi. So I'm going to go ahead and stopping the stream.